The day has finally arrived, ladies and gentlemen. We've done many mock drafts. We've seen a lot of mock drafts. The day is here. I cannot wait of where the prospects will actually go. I'm just as excited as you guys are. 8 o'clock. The NFL draft has started. I'm super excited. Let's see what's going on here. Let's go. Let's go. The draft is finally here. I'm so excited. I'm going to do a breakdown and do some reactions on each and every pick. So if you're in the party, just let me know who your favorite team is and who your team would like to draft. I think I don't even think the Chicago Bears should even waste time and use the whole clock. I think they just might just run the card in and just make the NFL drafts be a lot more quicker. But I'm more excited about pick number 2. Between Drake May and Jaden Daniels. Personally, I know the Packers have been getting mocked to Cooper DeJean a lot. I will be excited if they do get him. But me personally, it's come down to 3 prospects that I would really want to have. It's come down to Terry and Arnold. Hopefully, we could trade up for him. I know the defensive line needs some help. So Byron Murphy, I would love Byron Murphy. And a very sleeper pick that I would love, and a lot of Packer fans might not be excited about, but I'm okay with Chop Robinson. With Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Preston Smith, he's getting up there in age. There's a lot of bull rushers. There's not enough speed, and in the NFL nowadays, speed kills, right? You can't rely on 260, 270-pound men to kind of get to the quarterback on an every down basis. I think we need to kind of mix it up and get some speed off and get to the quarterback quickly. So I think Chop will be a very, very sleeper, underrated pick for the Green Bay Packers. And the thing about Cooper DeJean, he's been mocked to the Packers so many times to the point where I'm getting low key sick of it a little bit, if you get what I mean. I'm sure whatever fan that you are, um, I'm sure every single week you're expecting a different prospect, different analyst to justify that specific pick. But it's gotten to a point where Cooper DeJean is getting a little bit played out. Jeff Hafley's a new defensive coordinator. He's going to play a lot of press man coverage. I don't know if Cooper will be the right fit. I'm sure he's the jack of all trades, but when you're the jack of all trades, you're the master of none. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Cooper DeJean. I'm sure he's a great prospect. I'm sure a lot of Packer fans love him. But I don't know how he'll fit in a press man scheme. I saw that Xavier Legette was a top 30 visit to the Green Bay Packers. I think that'll be a huge, huge help in that receiver room. Do we need it? No, but I don't think you could continue to rely on Christian Watson being 100%. His hammies, the past 2 years at that point, can you really trust him running 100% for 17 games a season? Um, I don't think they would. I really don't think the Packers would, but I won't be surprised if, hey, listen, if we want Xavier Legette, so in the room has to get traded. I don't think they'll trade a receiver, but I feel like if they're really in love with a receiver where they feel like he could be like a top 3, top 2 in the room, and there's just too much bodies in the room, they might just be like, hey, sorry, like your time's done here. But Xavier Legette will be a huge, huge help for Gorilla's development. I love the receiving core that they have. I'm low key getting mad about like Christian Watson's like injury. Like I know it's not his fault, but it's very frustrating when your team has to give up 2 second-round picks to go to the high second round, get a wide receiver, and he's just getting just hammered by injuries. I mean, that hurts as a fan. It really does hurt. He has a lot of like upside, and I wish like he was healthy, but Xavier Legette would be a problem. He reminds me a lot like Deebo Samuel. And I think the irony between that is like they both went to like South Carolina. So I think that's like a big irony between the two. But Xavier Legette reminds me a lot like Deebo Samuel. And I remember when Deebo Samuel was coming out in the draft, he had a huge Senior Bowl. And he's actually one of the prospects that I wanted the Packers to get. I mean, unfortunately, Deebo went to the 49ers, and the 49ers seem to be the Packers' kryptonite in the playoffs, which pisses me off a little bit. But Deebo, I really wanted Deebo when he was coming out. The gray area. Are you a Packers fan? Lions. Who do you want? Yeah, I can honestly say I can see Kool-Aid. I can see Kool-Aid falling to you guys a little bit. I know his injury kind of set him back a little bit in the combine and all that stuff, but in my last mock draft, I got you guys getting Kool-Aid. I can see Kool-Aid falling to the Lions. Or maybe Nate Wiggins. I mean, Nick Wiggins is a great press man corner. I mean, he's so light. Who knows if he falls? But I think Nate Wiggins and Kool-Aid would be a good fit for you guys. Yeah, I think when it comes to like the safety position, you definitely need like a yin yang. You can't have like the same player. I think having the same player, it doesn't really work. I mean, you can have like a free safety, one strong safety, but I feel like who would be a good safety for the Lions? I mean, Brian Branch is a stud. He had a great rookie season. Are you happy that Garner's gone? Like, do you miss Garner? Garner straight to the Eagles. He did a lot of barking on the field. Oh, Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson's at the draft. The one great thing I like about the Lions is like Dan Campbell. I think he's like the type of coach to make your team run through a fucking wall. Um, and that the Lions just play with a lot of heart. Very risky coach. I mean, I'm sure if it's like fourth and second, fourth and down, fourth and four, he's gonna go for it. Which it could kind of bite you a little bit. I mean, we saw what happened against like that Niners game a little bit, but Dan Campbell's a solid coach. He will make you guys play hard as hell. He really is. He really out there be playing Madden. I swear, Dan Campbell. Be 4th and 7, going for it. Play action Laporta. Halfback draw Montgomery. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is a problem. You guys have a great receiver. Amon-Ra St. Brown's stud, and Aiden Hutchinson, that boy could play. I just hope the Chicago Bears continue to fail as an organization. It really is. I mean, when the Bears got Keenan Allen, the minute I knew Keenan Allen to the Bears, I'm like, all right, this division will be very tough. It's gonna be tough. I mean, you got like Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and I'm sure Caleb Williams is definitely trying to do his thing. I just get the vibe that he could be like a taller Justin Fields. I saw a comparison about him being like compared to Aaron Rodgers, but I think that's like no. But it's gonna be competitive. The Lions are a solid team. I mean, you guys did great against the 49ers in the playoffs. The Packers, they by like week 11, week 12, they like turned up, and like Jordan Love literally like did his thing to carry that team to the playoffs. So franchise quarterback right there. Who the Vikings. I'm really curious what they're gonna do. I don't think Sam Darnold is gonna I don't think Sam Darnold is gonna be the quarterback for the whole year. I think the Vikings should trade up to the Patriots if they want that. But I'm excited for the NFC North. I just feel like it's gonna come down to what team is gonna have the best defense to make it out of the division. You're gonna have to stop like the Lions' run game, and then Goff has Laporta. I'm around St. Brown. I'm sure Jameson Williams. That's solid. The Lions are a solid team. They're going to be at least top two, and I'm not going to like hate on that. Like they're going to be a top two in the NFC North. Um, the Packers, very young team, very scrappy. I'm sure now that they have like that full year of connection with one another, I'm sure they are going to definitely want to come out the division. The Vikings, man, I mean, they have a solid offense. They just need a quarterback to really elevate that team. Sam Darnold is not really it. He probably will see ghost in that division. Um, and then Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator, so I'm sure that defense will still be solid. And then the Bears, I mean, their defense was good during like the last 5 weeks of the season. So the Bears definitely had a solid D. Um, I just don't know why they traded Justin Fields. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's garbage. I personally believe he just wasn't surrounded by the best talent to help elevate him. But I don't know. I just maybe they didn't want to pay him the money. But I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you think about Justin Fields, because I don't. I thought they could have kept him. I mean, Justin Fields, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. Like like older quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and like Matthew Stafford. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like when you have the number one pick, and I feel like once you've had like a few seasons of Justin Fields, I feel like I feel like if you keep Justin Fields at some point, you're probably gonna have to pay the max contract. And I feel like with the first pick, Caleb Williams is there. You're right. Like it does make sense. I just I've seen Caleb Williams play last season. Stud. I mean, great quarterback. Yeah, yeah. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. I noticed that when he played against like tough competition defenses, he kind of shit the bed a little bit. He kind of shit the bed a little bit. So that's like the one concern I have about Caleb Williams is when he goes into the NFL facing against defensive coordinators that are like smart as hell, going to scheme up. Like now you're playing against like veterans. You're not going against like 18, 19-year-old defensive players. Like you're playing against grown ass men that have been in the league for at least 5 to 10 years. They're going to know every single trick in the book. So that's my concern with Caleb Williams. When he goes against tough competition, especially in the defense, he kind of doesn't know what the hell he's doing. It looks like Kyler Murray just running around, just trying to figure it out. But if you're right, I mean, if Justin Fields wasn't in a contract year, I believe he would have stayed. But I don't think the Bears felt strong about giving him a max contract and him not being able to succeed in that division. I mean, I think they're like they haven't even beat the Packers. I mean, I feel like if you have a franchise quarterback, you have to at least beat like your rival at some point in your career. I like Spencer Rattler. A lot of people hate on him. I remember Spencer Rattler when he was at Oklahoma, and he was a stud. And of course, he kind of lost out to Caleb Williams. But Spencer Rattler's a stud. I feel like honestly, if the Giants don't get a quarterback in the first round, I don't think they should. I think if Neighbors is there, get Neighbors. If the Giants will get a quarterback in the first round and they skip out on like Penix or Bonix in the second round, I think the Giants should get Spencer Rattler. I think Spencer Rattler is a very sleeper quarterback. He has a very quick release. He was on a South Carolina team that didn't have a lot of studs. I mean, he had Xavier Legette, but like when you watch him play, like it was very Giants like. The O line was like collapsing and he was like running around trying to try to figure out what to do. But Spencer Rattler, I like Spencer Rattler. I really do. Another quarterback that has a really nice touch, but no one really talks about is Michael Pratt from Tulane. I think he's a very underrated sleeper. I mean, I watched a couple of his game and he has like a touch, like a floater touch dime. He doesn't get talked about. It sucks because I want to talk about Michael Penix. I feel like if Michael Penix like wasn't 24 years old, if he didn't have those injuries, like Michael Penix should be top 10. He should be top 10. Like I really like Michael Penix. He could throw the ball. I think the best system for Michael Penix is not having a playbook where he's asked to be behind the center, like in single back formation. Michael Penix, yes, he deserves to go to like the Raiders. I think that's like the best like fit for him. I feel like Antonio Pierce will definitely love him. I think Devontae Adams is there, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayers. I mean, like when you're in a division with like Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes, and like we're not going to talk about the Broncos because they don't even have a quarterback. But like, when you're in that division and you're facing those two quarterbacks twice a year, you need a gunslinger to like at least outthrow them and like beat them. Like the Raiders need to get at least Michael Penix. I mean, I've seen a lot of rumors of them trying to get like Jaden Daniels. Yeah, he really does. And he really does. I think Devontae is like a top 3 receiver. The first pick. Of course, Caleb Williams to Chicago Bears. I also feel like Michael Penix will also be a good fit with the Minnesota Vikings too, because Kevin O'Connell runs a very like shotgun heavy offensive scheme, and I feel like allowing Penix to just work out the gun and just sling the ball to like Addison, Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson. And like Justin Jeff and like Aaron Jones is there. I feel like that would be a good system for Michael Penix. Just just being out the gun a lot. I think Michael Penix should be in a system where he's gonna be in shotgun a lot. I'm really curious of who the Denver Broncos get. Is it like JJ McCarthy? That's crazy. I mean, the thing about JJ McCarthy is like he doesn't even deserve to be a top 5 pick. I think that's crazy. That's so crazy. Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix. Definitely stayed in college a bit too long. He was in Auburn for 3 years. Went to Oregon his last 2 years. I like Bo Nix. How should I say it? I like Bo Nix. I just felt like the Oregon system was very explosive, which kind of made him look good a bit. Like you Troy Franklin, Marquise King. He did throw a lot of dink and dunk screens. I'm not sure if that was like by play or not, but I think I think Bo Nix is a smart quarterback. I think that's the best thing I can say about him. I think he's someone that isn't going to force a throw. I feel like if no one's there, he'll just dink and dunk it. And I think that's probably why he had the highest completion percentage this past college football season because he was just smart about throwing a lot of screens, made sure his receivers caught the passes. So I mean, I think he's a very smart quarterback. If I were to rank it, it will be Caleb Williams. And you could tell me your thoughts as well. I would go Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, and maybe Bo Nix. I think I have to put Bo Nix in front of JJ McCarthy. I think what sets JJ McCarthy back is that he was on a Michigan team that kind of carried him a little bit. I think there's like a top 10 rushing offense. And I think I saw statistics where he never threw the ball for more than 25 to 30 times a game. And I feel like Bo Nix has. So I got to give Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is better than JJ McCarthy. I think Bo Nix is a top 5 quarterback in this draft. I think it's unfortunate that he's 24 years old, and I think he's a baller. I think he's a Sean Payton quarterback. I think he has a lot of like Drew Brees similarities. Like, not trying to say he's going to be the next Drew Brees, but I feel like when you look at Bo Nix, he kind of gives you like a little bit of like a Drew Brees vibe. Xavier Worthy, fast as fuck. For me, ran the fastest combine. My problem with Xavier Worthy is he's very thin. So I feel like if he's playing against a team that's playing a lot of press man coverage and he gets jammed at the line of scrimmage, he might just get like caught up because he's like what 165, 170, like soaking wet. But I could see him slipping to like the Chiefs. I could see Xavier Worthy going to the Chiefs at 32. I think he's a great wide receiver, very shifty, very quick, run the roof off of somebody. But I think Xavier can see himself at 32 to the Chiefs. They're having Marquise Hollywood Brown's there for a year. Rashi Rice has that legal problem with his crash. But I think Xavier Worthy is going to the Chiefs. That's my prediction. I rank Xavier Worthy higher than Laid McConkey. What's the team that has the highest odds to trade up? I think it's going to come down to 3 teams that's going to trade up in the draft based on like the kind of capital they have. I'll probably give Vikings the highest odds. If the Commanders, if they take Jaden Daniels, I know the Patriots' phone is going to ring off the hook between the Giants and the Vikings. But I think the Vikings had the highest odds. I think the second is the the Eagles or the Packers. I think it goes 1, 2, 3. It goes Vikings, Eagles, and Packers. The reason why I throw the Eagles and Packers in there is because the Eagles and the Packers have multiple second round picks. So when you kind of have that kind of capital, it allows you to move up higher in the draft. But I give it to the Vikings. So my fear with Jaden Daniels is like he reminds me a lot like RG3. Very slim frame, dual threat, won the Heisman. My thing with Jaden Daniels is if he gets hit, like he's gonna get hit. Like he might not even get up kind of like frame. Like the Giants may not be a good team, but like now they have Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence twice a year. Now you have the Eagles twice a year. Now you have to face Michael Parsons twice a year. Jaden Daniels gonna have to expect to get hit in that division, and he's gonna have to like bulk up. That's why I thought the best pick for the Commanders was Drake May because he has like the NFL built to take those hits. But it's very interesting of how his career is gonna pan out. Do you think Jaden Daniels gonna have a good career with the Commanders? Do you think that's the best fit? I think the reason why they got Jaden Daniels is because of Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury loves dual threat quarterbacks. He coached Kyler Murray, he coached Johnny Manziel, he coached Caleb Williams, and he also, believe it or not, people don't know about this, but when he was at Texas Tech, he actually coached Patrick Mahomes. So he was Patrick Mahomes' coach at Texas Tech. And we know that Patrick Mahomes can move out the pocket a little bit. He's not a scrambler a lot, but if no one's open, he's guaranteeing you getting you a first down. So I think Jaden Daniel went there because of just best fit for Cliff Kingsbury. Just a dual threat, in that air raid offense. The one thing that I realized about Jaden Daniels is he had his best season with Arizona State when Brandon Ayuk was his receiver. And then he had his best season with LSU with Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., who are two NFL ready wide receivers. So it's kind of just like, is Jaden Daniels like a franchise quarterback that's going to change your franchise around? Or is he a quarterback that is only as good as the receivers he's had? I'm not discrediting of his talent. This dude blew the roof off last season. He won the Heisman. Give him credit. He's a talented dude. But if you look at his stats in his college career, he had his best season at Arizona State with Brandon Ayuk, and then best season at LSU with Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. So it's like, is he the game changing? But the thing about Joe Burrow, I definitely say what you're saying. But the thing about Joe Burrow is that he had like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. But then like when he went to the Bengals, he has Jamar Chase with him still. I like Joe Burrow's a stud, but I just feel like Jamar Chase is still with him still, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on Joe Burrow at all. I'm not hating on him at all. He's like healthy. He's a top 5 quarterback. But I just feel like he still like has Jamar Chase with him. So it's like imagine like would Joe Burrow's career would Joe's like picture Joe Burrow. Uh, you know what I'm saying? You know what would be dope? I feel like the Bengals. It would be sick if the Bengals kind of got up and got Brock Bowers. I think that'd be dope if Brock Bowers went to the Bengals. I mean, just Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers. I'm very curious about T. Higgins. It's staying. He did request a trade. If I'm the New York Jets, I might have to call the Bengals to get T. Higgins. They're in win now. They're in win now mode. And if you're going to trade for Aaron Rodgers and take that cap hit, you don't get Aaron Rodgers to be in rebuild mode. Like you don't. Like that doesn't work. If you get Aaron Rodgers, the expectations to win a Super Bowl. I don't think Mike Williams is going to last a full season. That would be sick. That would be sick. Damn, first round in 8 years. Jesus, imagine that. It's crazy too. Is they won a Super Bowl within like that within like the past like 4 years. So it's crazy. Like without a first round pick, they still got a ring. Brock Bowers, and the best fit for me for Brock Bowers, I believe the best fit for him is the Indianapolis Colts. I think that's the best fit for Brock Bowers. I think Chase Steichen is a stud of an offensive coordinator, and I feel like him, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Jonathan Taylor, and then you have Anthony Richardson. I think that offense will be insane. That offense would be insane, especially when you're in a division with the Houston Texans. Like you need to outscore CJ Stroud. Chargers. Yeah, I can see Brock Bowers to the Chargers. Will they pick him at 5? I don't know, but I think that if when the Patriots get their quarterback at number 3 and the Cardinals, I'm sure they're not going to trade back. I'm sure the Cardinals are going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4. If JJ McCarthy's still there, I can see the Vikings calling the Chargers for JJ McCarthy, and if the Vikings get pick 11, I think that pick will be Brock Bowers at pick 11. A lot of people were saying like, oh, like Brock Bowers shouldn't go to the Chargers because they have like Disley and Hayden Hurst, but Brock Bowers brings a different element of offense to that team. Drake May to the New England Patriots. Do you think Drake May will be a bust? I'm very curious about, because people have 50-50 opinions about Drake May. People are calling him like the next Mac Jones or like Daniel Jones 2.0, which I don't know about that statement. But yeah, I mean, do you think he's a bust? Drake May to the Patriots. I can see Drake May being like a Josh Allen 2.0. The thing about Josh The thing about Drake May is he's someone that's going to live and die by the gun with his arm. Like he'll run. He's someone that could give you like a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown in the same game. But I think Drake May's upside, like his ceiling, I think he'd be another Josh Allen in this league. And I think the Patriots know what kind of talent Josh Allen has when they face him twice a year. And I feel like Patriots can kind of try to mold him in that way. But I can see Drake May's upside being a Josh Allen 2.0. He's going to give you a touchdown and a rushing touchdown in the same game. Or it could be, hey, we need a touchdown. He throws a pick. I think Drake May could be that kind of quarterback. He played a lot of hero ball at North Carolina. He threw picks at the wrong time. But he's a stud. I wish he would have gone second. What are your thoughts on Drake May? Yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's smart for the Cardinals not to trade that pick. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. You can't trade that number 4 pick at all. Best receiver in the draft. They'll be crazy. They'll be crazy to even trade down. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of Drake May. People are calling him the next Mac Jones. I don't think so. I don't think he'd be the next Mac Jones. I think Drake May is a different special talent. I think he's someone that can work with what he has. I think with Mac Jones, with like a star-studded Alabama team, I think it would be crazy if the Arizona Cardinals got Malik Neighbors over Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that'd be insane. If the Cardinals were to trade the number 4 pick, I better be getting a call from the Minnesota Vikings, and I want Jefferson to move out number 4. But that won't happen. Let's get Marvin Harrison Jr. and make Kyler Murray happy. Maserati Marv. Yeah, the Cardinals got no receiver. If the Chargers stay at number 5, they are not getting Joe Alt. I might be wrong in my prediction, but if they stay at number 5, they're probably going Malik Neighbors. They're probably going Malik Neighbors. They need help on the right-hand side of the line more than the left, and I think Joe Alt's more left. I don't think you should force Slater to go to the right side. I think he's earned that spot on the left side. But don't get a left tackle. Don't get Just get Malik Neighbors. You have no receivers on that team, or at least trade back. Trade back with the Vikings. and get like Talise Fuaga or JC Latham at 11 and just fix that right side. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a stud. Oh, they're calling. Kyler Murray, that boy needs to stay healthy, or he's too focused on his COD career. I swear, like, I swear, with Marvin Harrison Jr., bro, Kyler Murray, you gotta stay healthy and give him the rock, man. Let me know what you think about the Los Angeles Chargers. Who they're gonna get? Are they trading down? They're getting Joe Alt. Is it neighbors? Very curious. I think this is where the Vikings start to get a little bit of aggressive. I feel like the Vikings are getting the sense that the Giants might get JJ McCarthy. I think this is where the Vikings are probably blowing up the Chargers phone for a trade, because I think they don't want to miss out on JJ McCarthy. Unless the Vikings are comfortable with 11 and 23, you could get Michael Penix at 23. I'm sure you could get Michael Penix at 23. I don't think he will be picked in the teens. I really don't. I think Michael Penix would be a great fit in that system than JJ McCarthy would. The one thing I know about Jim Harbaugh is he's someone that's going to run the ball. Is Justin Herbert okay with that? I don't know. Will they trade Justin Herbert? I don't know. But they're going to want to run the rock. I can see Jim Harbaugh drafting Blake Crum in like the third round because he knows him. He knows the system. He's a baller. But I'm very curious to see how this Chargers team is going to be with Jim Harbaugh. Was the coach with the 49ers, went to Michigan, coming back to the NFL. Very curious to see how that's going to look. Very curious. Let me know what you think of the Chargers gonna be. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Chargers this year with Jim Harbaugh. Do they take down the Chiefs? Do they win the division? Do they come in second? Do they come in third behind the Raiders? The pick is in for the Los Angeles Chargers. I do not think it is Joe Alt. I am 100%. I don't think it's Joe Alt. I think Malik Neighbors is the pick here. Get your receiver. Get your receiver, Chargers. Get Malik Neighbors. Mm. Adam Schefter saying that the Chargers are going to get a tackle. Joe Alt to the Chargers. The Chargers are thinking about getting a tackle, Joe Alt. But is that what's going to happen? Is it Malik Neighbors, Joe Alt? Wow. Joe Alt to the Chargers. Joe Alt to the Chargers. Does Rashawn Slater get moved to the right tackle? Or do they make Joe Alt a right tackle? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I thought that was going to be Malik Neighbors. Well, the Chargers got Joe Alt. The New York Giants are on the clock. Do they get JJ McCarthy? Do they get Malik Neighbors? Do they get Malik Neighbors or do they get JJ McCarthy? Dable needs a quarterback. I mean, Daniel Jones is not the future. Drew Lock is not the future. They need someone to sit the year and learn. McCarthy does not belong in an organization where he needs to be a day one starter. So if there's going to be if there's a team that's going to make him sit a year before it's his time, it's probably the Giants. I just do know that Brian Dable did one hell of a job developing Josh Allen. But I think it would be crazy if they pass up on Malik Neighbors. I think it would be crazy. Man, oh man, oh man. What are the New York Giants going to do? No way. Who are the New York Giants going to get? Is it JJ McCarthy, Malik Neighbors? Are they trading back? Who are the New York Giants going to get? Is it McCarthy, Neighbors, trade back? I think it would be crazy if they skip on Malik Neighbors. I think it would be crazy. I don't think you should draft McCarthy at 6. I really don't. I don't think you should. Don't get JJ McCarthy. Don't overdraft. You saw what happened with Daniel Jones when you overdrafted. Don't overdraft for JJ McCarthy. They're not wrong what they said. I mean, if the expectation is to have Daniel Jones starting in the 2024 season, you have to give him weapons. Jalen Hyatt, Rondell Robinson, Malik Neighbors, or Roma Dunze. I mean, you have to give him weapons. If you get a quarterback right here, you've just given up on Daniel. I mean, you're pretty sure you already have, but who's it going to be? Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors to the New York Giants. Malik Neighbors. I think the last time the Giants got a receiver at pick 6, I'm pretty sure they got Odell Beckham. I'm pretty sure. Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hyatt, Rondell Robinson. I mean, that's a great wide receiver core. You just need that. You just need that quarterback. You just need that franchise quarterback to elevate that Giants team. Oof. Malik Neighbor. I mean, like if they call Marvin Harrison Maserati, like Malik Neighbors is a Ferrari. He could freaking run. He could run. Malik Neighbors. I'm pretty sure Malik Neighbors broke a receiving yards record at LSU. That boy is fast. Malik Neighbors is fast. I mean, Jalen Hyatt, Malik Neighbors gonna be a problem for defenses. They're gonna be a problem for defenses. They're both quick. I think the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. Who should the Titans get? Should they get Roma Dunze? I mean, I know they signed Calvin Ridley. They did sign Calvin Ridley. Um, Hopkins, Ridley. I don't know if there's any quality tackles the next time the Titans come around, though. I really don't. But I think I won't be surprised if the Titans get Roma Dunze here. I really don't, unless they trade back to like the teens and get like Foshnu, because they need a left tackle bad. The Titans need a left tackle bad. But I won't be surprised if Roma Dunze goes to the Titans. I think with Malik Nears reminds me a lot about like Odell Beckham. He really does. But I think he had a better career than Odell Beckham at LSU. I think he'd be like Jamar Chase level at the New York Giants. But Neighbors gonna be a stud with the Giants. And they just need a quarterback. I mean, Daniel Jones is just shot out, and they overpaid that man so bad. They paid that man. Drew Lock is there for a year. The Giants is going to come down to, is it Michael Penix? Is it Bo Nix in round 2? Or are they going to wait till round 3 to get Spencer Rattler? Michael Pratt? Who knows? Who knows what the Giants are going to do? But they cannot leave this draft without a quarterback, a quality quarterback, that is. They really can't. I'm very curious of who the Titans will get. I think it's too high for the next left tackle. They need a left tackle. I think Foshnu is too high at 7. I think Foshnu is too high at 7. Who do you think the Tennessee Titans are going to get? I think they need a left tackle. I think Foshnu's too high at 7. Do they get Roma Dunze? They don't need a quarterback. They have Will Levis. Do they need defense? I don't think the Titans. I mean, very interesting what the Titans are going to do. Very interesting. I don't know. I really don't know what the Titans will do. Very, very. Sheesh. The Tennessee Titans. Get Roma Dunze. Just get Roma Dunze. But I feel like Roma Dunze might fall to the Bears, though. If the Titans don't get Roma Dunze, I think Roma Deuce is going to Bears unless the Bears trade down. But let me know what you think about the Tennessee Titans. Who do you think they get? I've been mocking Joe Alt to Titans every single mock draft I've been doing. Imagine the Titans get Brock Bowers. That would be something. That would be something if the Titans got Brock Bowers. I think Troy Fautanu is too high at 7. JC Latham is too high at 7. Either the Titans trade down or get Rome, but I don't know. I already know what the Titans are going to do. Let's see who the Titans get. Wow. Wow. JC Latham at 7? JC Latham at 7? I feel like the Titans got desperate because Joe Alt won at Chargers. Nah, JC Latham at 7. Huh. That's crazy. If they were going to reach for a tackle, I think they would at least reach for Fashnu. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's insanity. That's insanity. There's no way JC Latham's a pick 7. There's no way. JC Latham at 7. At least trade down and get some picks and get JC Latham in the teens. That's crazy. Like I said, if you're going to reach for a tackle at pick 7, at least reach for Olu. Oh my goodness.